Welcome back to Cancer Kids Fighting and Winning. They are stories of inspiration, courage, and disbelief. The last thing the parent of an 18-month-old baby expects is to be told their child has cancer. But that's just what happened to Hannah's parents. This little girl beat incredible odds when she was just a baby.
Okay. Geometry, measure, angle, square, circle, triangle.
Meet Hannah Monroe. She's a typical 10-year-old girl. She's in grade 5 and enjoys school. She also enjoys being with her friends and playing video games with her dad.
We're almost there.
She loves being active.
What are your favorite things to do?
Jump on my trampoline and play with my friends.
Well, uh-oh.
We first introduced you to Hannah 5 years ago when she was just 5 years old. We got to meet her because, believe it or not, Hannah had cancer. She was diagnosed with stage 4 neuroblastoma when she was barely 18 months old. It's a cancer of the nervous system, and Hannah had a tumor attached to her spine. Hannah's dad, Dave, remembers how they first found it.
She had a very, very bad cold, and her mom is asthmatic, and nobody was sleeping through that night. We decided to take her to the RVH to have a look at it. And it's a good thing that we did. They did a set of chest x-rays, and the radiologist who read the x-rays the next day said, there's a shadow there that I'm not really crazy about.
The next thing Dave knew, doctors ordered a barrage of tests on his little girl, including a CT scan.
Scared, without a doubt. Scared is probably the biggest, biggest thing, especially Hannah's age. She was 18 months old at the time, so, she's still a little baby. How can she have cancer?
Suddenly, Dave found his little girl was being prepared for surgery.
They decided that they were going to do surgery to remove the tumor. And they had done a whole battery of tests before the surgery, and nothing really showed that it had spread. And that's when they discovered that it had indeed spread to her bone marrow.
After surgery, Hannah had several weeks of chemotherapy treatments, then radiation treatment. Doctors then wanted to try a stem cell transplant and harvested some of Hannah's own stem cells from her blood.
But the one thing that they told us is that with neuroblastoma, the younger the age at diagnosis, the better the prognosis.
The treatment worked. After several months, Hannah was cancer-free. She's been that way now for 8 years, but the cure has come with a cost. The chemotherapy affected her young growing cells and took away much of her hearing. She must wear hearing aids every day. It's a normal part of her daily routine.
I eat breakfast.
And then?
I brush my teeth. And I get dressed. And I put my hearing aids in.
Her teacher, Lori LaChapelle, wears an FM transmitter so Hannah can hear her better. And her classmates help put tennis balls on the bottom of their chair legs to reduce unwanted noise for Hannah.
The kids are definitely aware of her impairment and make an effort to use the FM if anytime they're speaking or to make eye contact with Hannah, and they're definitely assist her with the understanding. If she doesn't understand or doesn't hear everything that I'm saying, they will help me out tremendously in assisting her.
Hannah was barely 2 years old when she beat her cancer and doesn't remember going through treatment.
I'm not sure.
But her dad sure remembers how difficult it was.
When a child is diagnosed with cancer, the impact on the family is tremendous.
Dave says even today, the courage he's seen in Hannah and other cancer kids still moves them.
Up the street from me, there's a little boy that just finished treatment not too long ago, and we got in contact with him, and he's 6 years old, and his 4-year-old little sister was a bone marrow donor. and that just blows me away. Because of getting connected with them, I learned that somebody else just 2 doors up is a 22-year survivor of childhood cancer.
Hannah still goes down to Sick Children's Hospital for a checkup once a year. Her dad, Dave, is a parent contact for Candlelighters, a support group for families with children who've been diagnosed with cancer. Up next, meet 15-year-old Adam Dixon. 5 years ago, he was diagnosed with bone cancer, but he hasn't let that stop him from playing the game he loves. That's next on Cancer Kids Fighting and Winning.